Hi everyone, my name is Felicia Wright. I'm the creator of Project Confetti Kids, and I wanted to hop on here and talk about what to do when you feel like your kid might be behind, if you feel like you're not doing enough, because this is something that I get from a lot of parents. I've even gotten it from my sister, so I just wanted to definitely talk about it. Just to let you know, like my sister, she called me one day and she was like in tears, and I'm like, what is wrong? Like, what's wrong? And she was just felt like she wasn't doing enough for her daughter. She was in first grade, and she called me because she knew I taught first grade for so many years. And she's just like, I feel like she's behind because she's really struggling with the skill, and I just don't know what to do. And it's funny because I've heard this from so many different parents. Like, we're all just doing our best and thinking it's not good enough, when it's really a story that we're creating in our head. Because when she told me that, I was like, okay, what skill are you talking about? What's happening? And how is she struggling with it? So it turns out that she was struggling with blends, and this was in the fall, so around October, November time. And she was like, she's really struggling with blends. I just don't understand. Like, I feel like I'm not teaching her right. She's in tears and tears and tears. And after I heard what the issue was, me as a teacher, I was like, oh, wait, like, okay, my sister's name is Denise. I was like, okay, calm down. Like, it's actually okay. Because as a teacher, most of the time, we really hit blends hard in the second semester, January, February. So she was actually ahead of the curve of where I would have been if I was in the traditional classroom, one. And two, she was right on track. That's exactly where she should have been. So I had to tell her, I'm like, hey, she should be struggling with this right now. This is where she's supposed to be at. Like, just give her some time. And I realize it's like sometimes we just need to be reassured that what we're doing is the right thing. And if they're struggling, it's okay. And they're going to get there. So after that, she was like, oh, so I'm overreacting. I'm like, a little, but it's okay because it's our babies. So of course we want the best thing for them. So if you are out there struggling and you feel like, oh, my kid's behind, or I'm not doing enough, just take a deep breath and reevaluate the situation and just really look at it, maybe as an educator, and see where the school system's at, and then see where they're at. And I'm not saying the school system has it all figured out. That's certainly not the case, but it at least gives you a baseline of where everybody is. Not so, I don't want to use the word supposed to be, but it really gives you just an idea of where you would like them to be, and then start there. And if you're still really struggling, you feel like they're behind, reach out to somebody, an educator, a teacher, and give them an assessment. And I'm not a big fan of testing, but assessments are important to tell you exactly where they are, where they're struggling, and how to proceed, because most assessments will tell you like where they start to break down, and then you can start right there, and that can be really helpful. These are assessments that I do for clients as well, just to tell them it's like, hey, this is how they performed, and that'll help guide your instruction at home. So tests are not all bad. They serve their purpose, and they can really help calm you down as well, and give you some guidance as to where to go. My sister, she can just call me anytime, and then I can calm her down and tell her what I think. But if you don't have a sister like that was an educator, reach out to somebody and find an educator and just ask. Like, I just really want to know where they're at and where they're breaking down, and so I can form my instruction around where they're at. So I just want to hop on here and talk about that because it's super important. And I just talked to somebody yesterday that was saying that she's like, I feel like I'm not doing enough. I think they're behind. And it's easy to feel like they're behind because whatever skills you're working on, they're struggling with because they're just now learning them. So just keep that in mind. Don't panic. I'm saying that to you and myself as well, because even as an educator, I still worry. I'm like, oh, she didn't get it on the first try. Like, but that's the mommy in all of us. So that's all I have for you today. ProjectConfettiKids.com is up and running, and updates will be coming out soon about classes for next month, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you tomorrow.